going to do a braid. You know your girl loves to do a braid. This is a different method than like when the last time that I did this style. This one is to me better because you don't have to put the clips in to keep the roots smooth. So I'm literally gonna start a braid
And I'm here to talk to you today about how to stop that shigging. Okay, we're going to use that word because I want you to know the importance of how you stop doing something that's just as important as how you start. Have you ever noticed you do things on a regular basis that make you happy or feel good? It's really hard to stop something, a habit, even if it's not serving you well. You know why? We'll talk about that. But I want to tell you a little bit about me and a little bit about why I can tell you how to stop that. We'll just keep using that word because I don't want to cuss, because that's a habit I've been trying to break. But I'm an organizational psychologist. I work with people and the organizations they work in to help them begin doing things that serve their business goals, personal and interpersonal goals better. And a common denominator to my work has always been people always want to start something without stopping something. And two things going in an opposite direction, you're not going to get anywhere, right? So I like to teach people, start at the beginning. What do I need to stop? What do I need to stop doing before you start thinking about what you want to start? Because that's the fun stuff, to think about new things instead of how to stop doing old things that aren't serving us well. Now, there's a lot of studies out about our habits and the fact that 60% of our time is spent doing things on autopilot. But the great thing is that brain of yours, that wonderful organ we have as a brain, it is set up as a single processor, which means it likes to do things one at a time. And it will recognize a new thing and give you all this energy and thinking power and focus to start something new versus stopping its auto program that's just running around in our minds. And experts have said there's three things to a habit. The first thing is a reminder. There is something that triggers what you are doing, like when we learned to tie our shoes. Most of us remember what our mom taught us. Tie that shoe. You sit down, make rabbit ear, turn it around, pull it through. How many of us learned to tie our shoes that way? You don't have to think about that, do you? Your brain doesn't have to make you think of those steps. And if it does, it processes it at the speed of light. That's because you remember. And memory is a great thing. That's a whole other talk that I love to talk to you about. But today, let's focus on that second R. It's routine. You form a habit by doing something over and over and over again until the brain, that single processor, sticks it back there and it's just on autopilot. It's routine. It's what you do every morning. It's what you do every day. It's how you speak to yourself every day. You form a routine that's very hard to break without some of the things I'm going to teach you later on in this talk. And the final part of that R, there's 3 R's: reminder, routine, and then there's reward. Did you know your brain is focused on rewarding you for anything you do, even if it's a bad habit? There is a juicy reward in whatever you're doing. And that juicy reward is why you keep doing the same things over and over and over again. And the funny thing I've learned in doing the work that I do, that reward exists globally, corporately, in families. We develop routines that have a habit of rewarding us for whatever we do. And that's where we're going to focus today. And how do I stop doing that? How do I stop doing things? Do you know what stop means? Stop means to cease all motion. And the best way to stop doing something is to stop. Did you know that? Did you catch that? So many times we want to figure out something when it's a very simple answer to change your habits and to stop doing things that don't serve you well and start doing things that you want to. So let's get into it. First thing I want you to do is to start tracking your habits. What do you do every single day without fail? And how do you do it? Is it something that gives you the rewards that benefit you? Are they things that subtract and detract from what you really, really want? But you keep doing them because of the 3 R's. Tracking your habits is as simple as getting up in the morning. What is the first thing you do? Because that's going to stick with you, and that's your most rewarded thinking, is what you think about when you wake up, when your eyes open in the morning. What's going on in your mind? Can I tell you something? Many of us have extremely negative self-talk. And inside our heads, we are reinforcing those habits that don't serve us well. We're reinforcing the things that we do because they're a habit and they're comfortable, and we get the reward from doing it, and we don't stress ourselves having to stop doing that thing. And you know what that habit is, and you know what those thoughts are. So start to track those things with that first thought of the day, and don't complicate it. Just think about what you're thinking about, and think about and track your habits. The second thing I want you to do is focus on one thing about that habit. Whatever it is that you want to stop doing, focus on one thing. A lot of times there's a reward in focusing on everything, getting overwhelmed, stopping, or procrastinating. And I got taught in a business class once, how do you eat a frog or an elephant? One bite at a time. You can do anything if you try it one step at a time. Yes, there's a lot of teaching about goal setting that tells you envision your life 10 years ahead. Well, many of us need to stop that because you can't even figure out today. So stop that and focus on one thing, okay? Can you do that? And then the third thing, I want you to start telling yourself yes more than no. You want to know why? Because your brain is wired for reward and habitual things. It never pays attention when you're going, no, 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 stop that. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. That's not what the brain pays attention to. It pays attention to the yes. So ask yourself, how many times do I tell myself yes during the day? And I'm not talking about rewarding bad behavior. I'm talking about how many times do you stop with the negativity of no and start with the positivity of yes? Telling yourself yes will get you to do more things that bring you those great rewards than anything telling yourself no. And I know that sounds opposite of stopping that but we're talking about habits versus how we think and how we face our goals. Because I'm not about goal setting. I stopped that a long time ago. I'm about goal meeting, achievement. And I have learned if I focus on one thing and that one thing only, I'll reach a good conclusion. I've learned if I tell myself yes to what I want instead of no to what I don't want, my focus is different. There's so much reward in yes. Okay? Tell yourself yes to what you want to do or what you want to stop doing. Find your yeses more than your nos. Mindfulness, having reminders of what it is you're trying to achieve. And I do this in one of three ways. Besides my focus, I leave Post-it notes. I write myself notes. I journal, which again, I don't want to give you the normal, usual things you hear out there that everybody is saying. But yes, there's power in the brain, writing, hand-eye coordination. You remember things better when you write them down. And what you write down normally will get tracked. So practice some mindfulness, being in tune to what it is you really want, your yes, and the habit you want to form more than the habit you want to stop. Keep your mind focused on achieving, and that gives you the reward that helps you keep going. Mindfulness, there's so many ways to learn how to be mindful that work for you. How I'm mindful may not work for you. I do journaling, I do Post-it notes. I talk to myself in positive reinforcing ways. I have a habit of stopping negative thinking, negative talking, and negative people. I keep my environment positive. Would it surprise you to know I rarely listen to the news? I stopped that a long time ago too, because I found it programmed my mind away from being mindful of my goals and what serves me best and what I want to achieve. It distracted me to all chaos and lack of peace that's in the world. So I stopped it and I became a much more positive, much more focused, much more achieving individual. Now here's a big one. Our next tip to help you stop that recover from slip-ups. Here's what catches most of us. We want perfection and we're imperfect. Did you catch that? We want perfection while we're imperfect. Perfection is something that you need to just leave out of your whole entire mind and behaviors. You will never achieve perfection. Whatever perfect life goal, whatever habit you want to form that you think will make everything perfect and right and good, stop that shit. Stop it because it's not real. Perfection isn't real. What is real is that you can get over what isn't perfect. And you can get somewhere, even if it's not perfect, simply by starting what you want to do and stopping what doesn't serve you well. You can then get to less than perfect, but you'll reach your goals. Recover from slip-ups. Stop beating yourself down when you mess up. A fail is just a reward you didn't like because you learned something. I'm either going to learn or I'm going to earn, but I'm definitely going to recover. Get up from your slip-up. Stop focusing on the no and the negative. Start focusing on recovering from a slip-up. And you know when you slip up, like you tried to stop smoking, and then something happened that stressed you, and that day you had a cigarette or two or three. You know what you can do? Okay, this was not a good day for the habit I'm trying to form. But you can't get up from that when you start beating yourself down and you load yourself full of guilt and shame. Those are horrible emotions to keep swirling around for your goal setting and goal meeting. So recovery means you tell yourself, yes, this was a slip up, and yes, I can recover, and yes, I can stop this, and yes, I will start again. Okay? So recover from a slip up. Do that best by looking at your successes. Do you ever pat yourself on the back? Do you ever toot your own horn? Do you ever tell yourself, go girl, you did that, you did that? Do you ever talk to yourself like that? If you don't, I want you to start. And if you do, I want you to increase it. We do more succeeding by succeeding than we do by being negative and down about things that don't work out the way we want to. And here's something I tell people I help a lot. How much in your life goes exactly the way you plan? Just think about that for a minute. How much in your life goes exactly the way you plan? If I'm thinking about that, rarely. I can't think of the last time I made a plan and it went exactly the way I wanted it to. I just moved. And let me tell you something, nothing went according to plan. Not the timing, not where things were. I mean, nothing went according to plan, but I learned to accept it and celebrate the success. I'm moved. I'm in a beautiful home. I'm in a beautiful neighborhood. I'm enjoying being in a new environment. With all the new habits, I have to learn how to do things in this environment versus where I was. And that leads me to my final thing of helping you stop that shh. And that is change your environment. That is a good thing to do to break habits, to stop doing that doesn't serve you well and start doing the that does. Is to change your environment. Now, a lot of us can't move. We're place-bound. And that's okay, because you know this wonderful brain I told you about earlier? It can take you new places without your feet ever having to move. You can go somewhere new in your mind just by simply changing your habits. You can change your environment by simply doing things differently. I have a regular habit of not going the exact same way someplace every time. Because remember that autopilot I talked about earlier? How the brain likes a challenge? It will give you all of those juicy rewards and make you feel better when you simply change your environment. Change the direction you go somewhere. Change hands when you're using your mouse on your computer every day. Don't always use the same hand. Brush your teeth with the opposite hand. Now, I do have a little bit of an advantage because I am ambidextrous, but for those of you who aren't, you can still learn to use your opposite hand. Do you know that changes your whole brain's environment and functioning? It's like, wait a minute. That's not what we normally do. Let me do this. You can change your environment by simply doing dinner different. If you're used to grabbing a meal, sitting down on the couch in front of the TV, take that meal outside. Go sit on your balcony or your backyard. Eat your meal slowly, chew slowly. All of these things change your environment, and you don't ever have to move your feet. And it will help you, as I go down my list again, to tell you how to stop that shh. And you stop doing that shh by ceasing all motion. Start out by tracking your habit. What are you doing all the time that doesn't serve you well or help you reach your goals? Focus on one thing that you want to change, that habit that you want to stop that shh, and stop it for good. Tell yourself yes. Remember, the brain works best in positivity. You change yourself best in positivity, in yeses, in reward. The brain doesn't like negative. It pushes you away from it. It pushes you to lack focus. Be mindful of what you need to stop. Focus in on reminders. Focus in on your successes. Focus in when you have a good day doing things that serve you well, thinking well, and feeling good, exercising, eating right, sleeping, drinking your water, and being at peace with other people, even if they're not at peace with you. Track your successes. Recover from your slip-ups. Remember, failure isn't fatal unless you want it to be. Unless you want that to be where you get to stop doing something that might be hard. And you can do hard things. Tell yourself yes to that. I can do this hard thing. And then the final thing, change your environment. Stop doing things the same way, expecting different results. I know you've heard that quote before, but do you realize that's what habits are? It's doing things the same way so you get the same results. So when you want different results, stop that. Change your habits. And these are some things you can do that will help you. I know they will help you. They're the things that I do to regularly reach my goals. And you can do it too, because nothing I said is hard. It just takes effort to stop that seesaw motion so you can do things that serve you well. I'm Cheryl Carr, your work doctor. I enjoyed being able to spend this time with you. There are ways that you can reach me. If you need help stopping that, just get in touch with me. I can help you.
So much love, y'all. So much love. Y'all see, I had to put my hair up. I had to put a knot up here. I'm like, woo. Like, she took all the edges. Let her chop my neck, okay? I need all of it. Dr. Cheryl Carr is a gem, y'all. She is in the comments. I see y'all. She's in Guatemala, okay? She's in Guatemala doing all the things. The pictures are absolutely beautiful. I'm telling all her business now. Excuse me, Dr. Cheryl. Her hubby surprised her with a trip, okay? So she's doing all the things. So I'm not sure that she can come to the stage because the tech is kind of janky. I see you out there, Dr. Cheryl, but I don't see you behind the stage. I know we talked about this already yesterday. and that you probably can't come up. But if you can hear me, okay, just hit the hand button under the stage. It looks like you're on a laptop, but I can see from my end that your mic and your video's not working. Okay, but we'll try because I love you. I love you. Y'all, that was so beautiful. While we are waiting to see, right, whether Dr. Cheryl can raise her hand at least to come up, I want to hear some of your reactions to that, right? Some of your raw reactions. Again, leadership is about getting comfortable with the sound of your own voice, right? And all of you are leaders. So hey, Dr. Cheryl is here. I was just about to call your name, Samia, but we have the GOAT in the house. Hold on, let me let her come up. Wait, but Dr. Cheryl. Okay, I see you in the chat. I see you in the chat. You found a Wi-Fi spot. Can you hit the hand button at the bottom of the screen? Because your profile behind the screen doesn't work. If nothing else, though, Dr. Cheryl, because you are here, I could at least try to hit the hand button, though, under the stage if you see it. If nothing else, I can at least put the questions on the screen. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Now you have to hit the hand button, Dr. Cheryl. Something about the setup right now is janky. Maybe you need to refresh, and then if you see on your laptop, Dr. Cheryl, a camera in your browser, that means you've not allowed video, right? If you see like a camera button in your browser at the top right, it means you haven't allowed video. So just hit it to try to get it to, allow. But she's in the house, y'all. She's in the house. Okay, Samia, back to you, Mama. What are your reactions to this? Pulling you up.
Just blown away. I don't even know. I'm like, whoa, what just happened? That was amazing. I'm gonna have to take some time just to sit just with the whole summit, period. But there are certain ones, and this is one of the ones that I have to take time to just sit with. And I would like, if we have time, I would like for a little bit more of elaboration on how I can tell myself yes more than no. My brain was like, what are you talking about? And then if she gets a chance to elaborate on being at peace with people, even if they're not at peace with you, that would be helpful for me if we get the chance to go over that. Oh, there she is.
Hi. I can't hear you.
Keep me straight. Thank you.
Okay, now I can hear you.
We're so happy to have you, Dr. Cheryl. You are glowing, so I can tell your vacation is good and hubby is taking good care of you. We have a question from Samia. Samia, can you please repeat the question directly for Dr. Cheryl? Just the question itself. Go ahead, Samia. Oh, maybe she can't unmute. Samia, you're on mute. All right, so I'm gonna try to. Yes, go ahead, Samia. Okay. And it's fast because we have another session coming up. Really fast.
Okay. Can you elaborate, whichever one's gonna be quicker, on how to be at peace with people, even if they're not at peace with me? Or if the quicker answer is, can you elaborate how I can tell myself yes more than no? Whichever one's gonna be quicker.
I'll try to be quick about both. First of all, having over responsibility for how people act is what lets us feel like we can't be at peace with them. What they do is on them. You're only responsible for yourself, and how they respond to you is their responsibility. So it's dismissing that responsibility for people being at peace with you that will help you to be at peace, whether they are or not, if that makes sense. It's something you do inside. It's not something that happens outside of you. The second thing about what was the question again? I want to make sure I answer it. How to tell yourself yes?
Yes, more than no.
Okay. That goes back to training yourself to focus on what you want more than what you don't want. We gravitate towards negativity. That's how we're groomed. That's why I don't listen to much news. I don't read much newspapers. I don't fill my mind full of stuff that's not helpful. If you do that, if you have a regular diet of acquiring gossip, information, negativity, things like that, that's going to put you in a negative state. And when you're in a negative state, you're always saying no, 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 no. It's never positive. If you want to start telling yourself yes more, focus on what you want to happen, less than what you don't want to happen. It really is a mind thing.
Okay.
And if you track yourself, you will find you tell yourself yes to what rewards you out of habit. You'll have to learn how to tell yourself yes to what you need to change because of the reward that will come when you get to your goal. You have to go through the journey.
Okay.
And it's not fun and it's tough. And few people do this inner work. We like the comfort. And if you get my little book, Stop That Ish, which you can find, I put the link tree in my chat. Please go get that book. It's going to teach you how to think outside of the comfort zone. And I hate cliches, y'all. I hate cliches because it turns your mind on autopilot and you start telling yourself cliche shiggity. I'm trying to stop cussing. It's a hard habit to break because it just feels better. Sometimes you have to meet people where they are. And sometimes I shock people when I cuss them. But learn to focus on what you want and learn to tell yourself yes more to the things you like and want in your life, no, regardless of other people. Then you'll start telling yourself yes more than no.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome, sis. You can do it too.
All right, thank you so much, Tamia. Great question. I'm so happy we got to see your beautiful face. I love you. I love you. I love you. That was amazing, Doc.
Y'all want to see Guatemala?
Yeah,
Y'all
let's
want
show
to
us
see Guatemala? I'm
that
running outside.
now, because they're gonna be mad at me now about the next session.
There.
Oh, Guatemala, y'all. Telling herself yes more than no.
Yes.
We love you. We love
Yes.
you
I
so
said
much.
yes.
Thank you so much, Doc.
All right. Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest of your trip.
I
Bye.
will. Bye, y'all.
Bye. She's a gem, y'all. She's a gem. All right. So I told y'all that we have docs in the lineup today. Legit docs in the lineup today. And the next session is no different. The next session is coming from Dr. Tamara Beckford, and she is speaking on self-care, your superpower. I'll see you in the next session. Peace.